Now I've backpedaled to make a part one for our fast and easy frames and edges to show how I prepare each of the little tile strips to add to the border or the edge. I've got this wonderful little workboard that hubby made me, which is basically just a long piece of wood with a edge screwed and glued to the top. It's the same as my big glass cutting board as well. But what's really good is I can pop all the little tiles along there with a nice firm edge, and it makes it nice and straight. So I lay out the tiles that I want, and we mentioned that I'm using a board that's 9mm and the glass is 3mm, so each of these little tiles is 12mm. You'll need some sticky tape in a dispenser, which makes life really easy. Nice sharp pair of scissors. Now if these scissors get all gummed up, you remember that sticky tape gum is water soluble, so you can just wash it off with water, and you'll have to be firm. And then I actually give them a squirt with WD-40 because it makes it cut the tape much easier, and we'll get to that bit in a moment. So now I generally use about 8 tiles, so that gives me 100mm or 4 inches, which is really easy to work with. Now I'll rip off a nice strip of sticky tape and I'll press it on the first and last, holding it firmly on the first and last tile so the tiles don't move, and then run the finger along and they're all stuck. Pretty easy. Then I turn it over because it's much easier to cut off the excess tape from the, I don't know why, it must be something to do with the shape of the scissor blades, but it just seems to work better if I turn it upside down and cut it right next to the edge. Completely. So the tape would then be, as you can see, on the top of the tile, and the bottom of the tile has got those little markings that help your glue adhere to whatever surface you're putting it on. So you then just lay it down where you want it to be, ready to add the tiling and the gluing. And of course, being such an easy little strip, you can also measure to figure out how many tiles you're actually going to need. I think for the board I'm using for the project that we were working on, I needed about 110 tiles all up to go around the edge. So it's surprising how many you need, and if you pick something special it could become expensive. So really think about how many dollars you've got to spend on your edging and whether you want to paint it or tile it, because that can be a deciding factor. If it's for a client, of course, they're probably quite happy to pay for it. And it's just to let them know when you do the inventory on your invoice how many tiles are needed and therefore the cost. It's as simple as that. The advantage of a little workboard like this is it's a bit, I think it's MDF wood, so it's not super smooth, which means I can lay tiles out and create motifs using the sticky tape method because I have old hands. And the tiles aren't going to wriggle about or slip or slide or anything like that, and it's quite easy to control it, and every now and again I just need to readjust 1 or 2 tiles. So back to part 2 and 3 for those who haven't seen that yet. Thank you.